Hi guys! I'm going to show you how to make a scale model of a watchtower. First of all, you need a few things. Paper rolls, crep tape, old newspapers, glue and paper to sketch on. The actual watchtower will be made from foam board and I'll show you how to decorate your scale model with paint. Before you begin with your scale model, you can sketch your own design. These are a few sketches of mine. My watchtower has a winding staircase. I made the pillar with paper mache. It is important to let the paper mache dry. I made a construction in my basement so the pillar could dry safely. While my pillar could dry, I drew little triangles on the foam board. Using a cutting board and a tinker knife, cut out the triangles carefully. Making small cuts in the pillar, you can put the sharp angles of the triangles in the pillar like this. Now you have a scale model of a winding staircase. For the walls, I cut out the right size out of the foam board. I measured the size of the foot of the tower and drew this on the sculpture foam. Then I cut them out with a Stanley knife. I need to measure again to make the sides even. I used the file to make the sides sloping. With this red grater, I sculpted the rough edges of the sides. I made a circle with a compass and made a hole in the middle so my jigsaw could go through. With the jigsaw, I made this hole in the roof of the tower. These are my tools. I cut out a circle where I could place the pillar. To make the glue stick, I put some heavy things on the roof and the foot of the tower. My tower comes on top of a rock. I chose to make the rock with paper mache, gauze and cardboard. I nailed the gauze on my panel. This is the frame of the rock. I drew out the squares on the roof and cut them out with my file. It was time to put the first layer of paper mache on the frame. It took a while to paper mache all around the frame. Before I could go further, I had to let the paper mache dry. The next day, I put on the second layer on top of my rock to be. Finally, I come to the part where I can start with paint. First of all, I painted everything with gray primer. When the primer was dry, I glued my winding staircase on the foot of my tower. The inside of my walls are gonna be blue, and my winding staircase will have a few shades of purple. When the paint is dry, you can glue the walls together. It is important to glue two walls at the same time, or the walls will fall apart. When the walls are steady, you can attach the top of the tower. You have to hold the top and the walls for a few minutes so the glue can settle in. I placed the tower on top of the rock. Then I filled every gap with qualifill. Qualifill is a white paste you can sculpture in every shape you want it to be. The qualifill had to dry a few days before I could paint my tower gray. I chose to give my rock a gray color, which was a few shades darker than the gray on my tower. To get a lifelike rock, you can paint a rock imitation. After the gray base, you use a round brush and make a dotted motion with black paint. After that, you can do the same with white paint that should cover the black paint to achieve a stone-like texture. After some thoughts, I decided to paint one side of the tower like there's growing moss, to get an authentic look. I used several shades of green and brown so it looks really mossy. This is a close-up so you can see the moss and the rock up close. Now you can enjoy a few photographs of my watchtower. I hope you had fun watching my tutorial and good luck building your own tower. Bye!